Come and explore the new TERRA, where color lives.
Good morning, I'm Leslie Stewart and you're watching TERRA at Home, and today we've traveled to Burlington, to the Burlington Arts Centre. I'm here with the Education Coordinator, Leslie Page. Yes, another Leslie, we're taking over. And we want to talk about the fact that you have programs running throughout the entire year here, and for people who just want that outlet to do art again, if they've separated themselves from it and life's gotten too busy, this is where they can come to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then we're talking from little ones all the way to adults.
Yep, 4 years old and to grandparents.
Isn't that nice? So let's talk about some of the programming in general that you have running through the year. Let's talk about, maybe we'll go with the adults first.
Certainly. So our programming actually runs in conjunction with the school year. So in the fall, there's classes during the week for adults, both daytime and evening, and the weekends are devoted primarily to kids programs.
Okay.
And then that continues through the winter and the spring. We have March break devoted specifically for kids, and then the summer as well, and summer camps that run all summer long for kids, and adults can take evening classes.
Okay, so let's talk about the different types of art programs that you have. Let's just run the whole game in here, give people an idea of what they can get themselves into.
Certainly. Well, the Art Centre is the home of 7 different guilds, and they are the basis for all of our classes. So we have a studio devoted to each one of them. So we have painting and drawing classes, we have wood carving and sculpture classes, we have pottery, we have weaving classes, photography.
Wow.
Almost anything you could think of.
And that's the thing, as I was mentioning, we were talking before about the fact that a lot of times people just get too busy and they've loved art maybe at one point in their lives, and then you just get away from it. You find you don't have time, but this is the one place where, as you were mentioning to me earlier, you can be in the moment.
Exactly. It's like that
rare.
yoga moment.
Yeah.
It's like a chance to get away from all the things that make you crazy and come and do something for yourself.
And that's what I've always found. I've always liked art and appreciated art and doing something, and I miss that. Just probably the last time I really had a chance to do that was in high school. So this is a great outlet for people to come and just, and again, maybe all you ever had the opportunity to do was paint. Or now you can come here and say, oh, maybe I might try to delve in this sort of area.
Explore something new.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
And we offer classes for the beginner all the way up to seriously advanced. And then once you're feeling comfortable in your art form and you decided to say you wanted to pursue it a little more, you could actually become a member of a guild and a chance to come and work here as an artist, no matter what your level is, and actually use the space and continue your work at whatever level you're working at.
I like that. So basically, if you're part of this guild, you can come in and use the space at any time.
Exactly.
And just, this is your area, and
make yourself at home.
Now, we should mention that you have so many other programs running through the year. Obviously, March break is coming up just around the corner. So if we talk a little bit about the kids, what are some of the great things kids get to do on March break here?
One of our best programs is called the Mixed Bag, and it's for kids ages 6 to 10, and it's a chance every day they do a different activity in a different studio with a different instructor.
Okay, I like that idea actually. So, so like what? Give me an example.
One day they might work on a sculpture. And they'll learn to build things, or they'll work in clay. Another day we do a tour of some of the main exhibits, and then they are taught to draw from what they see and interpret that in any way they like.
So it's really nice for parents, especially if they've noticed that their kids have a bit of a, they're leaning towards art in school. This gives them another area, another place to go, especially on March break. The parents want their kids to be doing something, right?
Exactly.
You don't want them kicking around at home too much or on the video games. So this gives them another place to do that and really start to explore, and it really helps with the education process because they can go back to school and they've learned that much more, right?
Exactly.
Experience.
Yep, and learning how to use, how the hand-to-eye coordination works, how to see things when you've created by hand, understanding perception, depth perception, and all of that. It really develops their whole...
It does. It's right. It's all the foundation of what art is,
exactly.
Right? So say during the March break, how does the program work? Is it a full day program for kids, or
it's actually a half-day program?
Half day, okay.
So they commit to half a day, either morning or afternoon.
Great.
And we do have programs for 4 to 6 year olds, then a different type of programming for 6 to 10 year olds, and then for teens and up.
See, that's nice, right? Because then you're getting a little bit of, get the kids out of the house, and the other times you can play with them and do your thing, right? Yeah. Okay, so again, also talking about the center in general, you have that whole area at the front when you walk in, the gift shop. And that's something we'll come and explore another time as well. But I mean, it's an incredible place to really expose other artisans around from the region, right?
Exactly.
So tell me like some of the pieces that you can find there.
There's everything from blown glass to paintings, sculpture. If you just like lovely things to use in a functional way, there are dishes and et cetera, and jewelry, but all kinds of things to tempt the soul.
Well, and that's what I like about it is there's jewelry that you could just come and buy for yourself. But again, and then there's scarves and there's just so many different types of art pieces. Great for gifts.
Exactly.
Great for weddings.
Yes.
And ideas for people in general, right? So it's
kind of addictive. Be careful.
I know. I would say that. I think people forget that even that's another part of this building.
Yes.
And of course you have other functions. We just missing now as this is airing, but you just had your big art auction, and that's a really great fundraising event for here as well for the center.
And it's fun. I mean, it's really fun. The energy in the room, and it's a great event.
How do you choose the pieces for that?
It's actually a juried process. So people will submit their work, and then we have other artists come in and judge the works. Yeah.
So it's a really fun event. It's very social, and there's food and drink, and everyone just gets to come and bid away. And I know I came here once and I bought a piece, and
good for you. Thank you.
I was like, I'm standing in front of a piece, and I was like, oh, geez, I have to buy this. So it was one of those things, So it's great. We're in one of the studios here right now, and there's so many different places within the building. Tell me a little bit about the room we're in now. I mean, we've invaded their space while they're working in class right now, which we won't do to everybody that comes here. But tell me about this class.
So this is the Fine Arts Studio. Members of the Fine Arts Guild get to come in here and use the space as their home. There are a number of different subdivisions of the Fine Arts Guild. There are printmakers, there's a life drawing group, there is a portrait drawing group, and they come at different times of the week, and they actually come and just work together as a group. So you can learn off of other artists who are at different levels and build your skill. When they are not using the room, the Art Centre then runs classes in this space. So that's how that works.
So it's a pretty busy happening place around here.
All the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's just something, you fill the space with art.
Exactly.
And artists.
Exactly.
That's
and
really
it's very vibrant. It's a wonderful place to work.
Okay, so if people were inquiring about a class, what's the best way to get some more information on, where they should begin, or to know what level they're at?
I think that having a conversation with the registration staff is probably the best beginning. If you want to see a gamut, look at our website to get to see the kinds of courses that are offered, but absolutely have a chat with the people at the registration desk, and 90% of the time you'll get me, and I can be happy to advise you on sort of what we offer.
Because they can kind of give you an idea of what they know, their background, and you can sort of find a place for them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so we should mention your website as well.
It is www.thebac.ca.
Here in Burlington, right downtown on Lakeshore, right near the water. It's a gorgeous space, and just a really great place to come back and bring that art back into your life again, right?
Exactly.
Leslie Page, thank you so much for being with us here today, and we have more Terra at Home coming up after this quick break.
Come and explore the new TERRA, where color lives.
AM 900 CHML is giving you more news when you want it most. Non-stop news weekday mornings 5 till 9, weekday afternoons 3 to 6, with weather and traffic on the 9s. Hear about it first from AM 900 CHML, Hamilton's news talk leader.
Good morning, welcome back to TERRA at Home. We are now in Burlington. I'm here with Steve Nagy, and you're the owner of Corelink Wellness Centre, and great facility here. I know this is your newer location. You've been here for about a year now, right?
That's right.
And you've really expanded, so we need to talk about exactly what this wellness center does. And I mean, it just covers a whole spectrum.
Okay, absolutely. We used to have mostly just massage therapy, osteopathic work, naturopaths and acupuncture, but now we've branched out. We're in about 3,000 square feet here now. And we have a nice 400 square foot room where we can do a bit of Pilates and some active therapy and blend that in with the rest of our modalities.
Now you yourself really study the osteopathic techniques in your work. So tell me what osteopathy is, because a lot of people have interest. People are looking for just to be healed. So they're going outside of the regular spectrum to try to find something. So what is osteopathy?
Okay. Well, I learned my trade through the Canadian College of Osteopathy, and they have a certain focus on how they deal with the body and certain way about looking at the body and analyzing it and incorporating different techniques in order to bring the body back into its alignment, including cranial therapy, visceral therapy, and really spending a lot of time looking at the fascia of the body.
Now, what type of approach is this? This type of treatment, is it really physical? Is it really hands-on? How does it feel to a patient?
Absolutely, it's hands-on therapy, so it's similar to massage therapy, but the techniques are very gentle. Sometimes the techniques are looking at realigning the vertebrae of the spine, or looking at joints and looking at the organs of the body, so you're actually hands-on moving things. And sometimes it's very subtle, so cranial techniques can be as simple as just having the client lying on the table and applying a very, very gentle force, perceiving the movement of the body and the bones of the skull, and bringing them back into alignment.
Okay, no, so when you're talking something, for example, I've had active release therapy before, where it's a pretty aggressive therapy and you can feel it. It works, but I mean, sometimes you got to really get in there. So osteopathy is not really, maybe I would say, as painful, right?
Right. We do offer similar techniques at the clinic through massage therapists who provide deep tissue work, and that's absolutely mandatory. In some cases, clients really respond well to that. Some clients, in general, their tissue requires a softer approach. So the osteopathic approach is very gentle, very pain-free. It's working with the feedback of the client as well. So you're not doing anything that is going to give them any discomfort. Even though after the treatments, some of the side effects may include a bit of achiness as the body's trying to realign itself. And that's explained to the client. And usually something like an Epsom salt or a hot bath will help to allow the client to adapt into that new alignment.
Which is great, though, because you think of the benefits to come. Now, when someone's coming for osteopathy, I guess it depends on the type of treatment or injury, but how often would they come?
It really does depend. So what we've seen in the past, a lot of people will come and seek complementary medicine as a source of pain relief if they've had an injury or an accident. What we see now is a lot more people just trying to take an active role in their healthcare. So they may be an office worker with sore, stiff shoulders that they've had repetitive treatment for their upper back, and they're looking for something a little bit deeper. So they're trying to identify sources of chronic pain and trying to relieve that or unblock certain areas and allow their body to move more efficiently and more effectively.
So they know if they have a repetitive, something like that, repetitive strain, repetitive injury from work, they can kind of continue to come just for that relief, I guess.
Absolutely. And with osteopathy also does is looks deeper than that. It's looking a little bit more towards the cause of problems. So if there's something deep within the structure of the body that's pulling on a shoulder.
We should use this guy. We have him here, right?
Absolutely. It's very convenient.
Hi.
So if somebody's coming with a chronic shoulder problem, there may be a direct injury or blow to the shoulder at some point in their history, but they also may have some structural problem within the rest of the body that's pulling on the shoulder. And osteopathy looks a little bit deeper into the body at cause and effect.
That's the thing, a lot of times people don't realize if they have, as you say, an injury in one particular area, and it really does it can affect so many parts of the body, right, because of the strain and the pull and everything. So you need to address everything.
Right.
Right.
Part of what osteopathy looks at is the fascia of the body, and if you think of packaging, we have a number of different layers of packaging. So if you take the bones, you take the blood, you take the muscles out of the body, and you just had the fascia, you would have pretty much a 3D opaque exact replica of what you see here. If there's an injury that creates a strain within that, you'll see wrinkles within that fascia. And that's kind of what we look at. I look at the body as a 3D view, trying to figure out where the wrinkles and strains are and try to remove those, not just look at the site of the injury or the site of pain.
Wow. Quite intensive, isn't it?
It's a bit of work, and it does take a lot of time, and it's but a very effective way of looking and analyzing the body.
But I think what's neat, we should address too, is that you can move people from that into, you now have a Pilates studio as well, so the treatment continues, almost rehabilitation to the point where it helps them become active again.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're taking the passive or the therapist working on the body and getting the person back into their body, so finding their core, re-strengthening. What will happen with injuries is that when the body is adapting around an injury, such as maybe an ankle sprain, you'll start to limp. and then your body adapts around that injury, and then you just carry that on through the rest of your life. The Pilates helps to take you out of that repetitive motion and then get you back into your core, recentering, restructuring, and bring balance back into the body. So it's a very effective way to integrate what we're doing with on the table.
Now you have someone specific for Pilates instruction here at your clinic, and so they can address that. And it's a different approach than a lot of people go to Pilates classes in and around the region, but this is different because, again, it can be in just a small format or an individual assessment. So really just working on you. You were mentioning to me from seniors, again, to people with severe injuries, trying to get them back. And Pilates, such an old form of exercise and treatment that it's really come so far, but still yet so old and traditional.
Right.
It's the right way, really,
Absolutely.
to help people treat people.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's really nice that you have her here as well. Now let's talk maybe a little bit about some of the other treatments that you have here at the clinic.
Yeah, what I'd like to say is that I've surrounded myself with a wonderful group of professionals. So we have naturopaths that specialize in women's health, cancer therapy. We have an excellent reflexologist, Reiki therapists. We have massage therapists that do everything from relaxation to motor vehicle rehab to deep aggressive sports, structural work.
Which is great.
And it just goes on from there. Acupuncture, chiropractic. We have an osteopath practitioner here. And it's a blend of all these different trades and modalities to achieve a full spectrum of treatment for each client that comes through.
So basically that's the thing, if someone's looking for something specific, sometimes people don't know exactly what they're looking for, right? So could someone just like walk in your door and say, you know what, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Sometimes people don't even know why they're feeling it, right? They haven't even identified what has caused some of their pain. So you guys can just sort of send them to whoever is specific for their needs, and it's kind of a really nice one-stop facility for people to do what they need to do. Right?
Absolutely, and it works well within the regular medical community. So we'll work with doctors as opposed to alternatively working in our own little bubble. We like to work within the regular
working together for the same cause.
Absolutely.
To heal you, make you feel good, functional.
Is a wonderful goal, isn't it?
Love it. All right, and your website again, Steve, is?
www.corelinkwellness.com.
Perfect, right here in the heart of Burlington, just across from the YMCA. All right, we're going to be back with more TERRA at Home after this.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Come and explore the new TERRA, where color lives.
AM 900 CHML is giving you more news when you want it most. Non-stop news weekday mornings 5 till 9, weekday afternoons 3 to 6, with weather and traffic on the 9s. Hear about it first from AM 900 CHML, Hamilton's news talk leader.
Welcome back to TERRA at Home, back with Chef Rachel here at our home base and in our beautiful kitchen, and we are making kind of a nice light pasta today.
Yeah.
What is it? What kind?
So I'm going to do a linguine with some clams and fresh tomatoes, some fresh herbs.
Perfect. So again, we're kind of moving in through March now and sort of getting away from maybe some of those really heavy dishes and starting to get a little bit lighter, but everyone still loves their pasta, right?
Right.
So
yeah.
Nice
and
approach.
I chose whole wheat pasta today too, which is
Good
a little
girl.
bit of a healthier version.
I think everyone should try it because I eat whole wheat pasta a lot, and I don't, once you get kind of accustomed to it, sometimes it's a little feels a little heavier, but it's so much better for you.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Better option.
So yeah, like you said, this is a nice light dish. The fresh tomatoes, the fresh herbs. That's basically what our sauce is going to be.
Great.
So we're going to start off with some oil in our pan, and I've cut up a lot of garlic here. I like garlic.
I can smell it.
This is about 5 cloves. So.
That's good though.
Let's see.
It's one of those, I mean, I think most people will recommend as a really good healthy thing for you. Go for it.
Yeah, all of it. Should I do
Why
it?
not? Raw, cooked.
Yeah, because I mean the sauce isn't really a lot, so that'll give us a bit.
It's going to give you lots of good flavor.
A bit into the sauce. Let's put a little more oil.
What
in
oil
there.
are you using? Does it matter?
Just an olive oil. Would be nice for this sauce. Yep.
Okay.
I like to use a light olive oil when I'm cooking. And something a little heavier maybe for drizzling at the end.
Okay.
But I like the light because sometimes I find some of the heavier olive oils have too much of a flavor and,
they do.
and
they
kind of take over the dish. So just a light olive oil. So we'll saute that for a minute, and then just a little bit of pepper flakes for.
A good flavor.
I know you're not too big on hot stuff, are you?
Okay, I'm okay with the spice,
little bit.
as long as it doesn't get into the extreme where, I stop breathing and my eyes are watering.
Just a little bit for a little extra flavor, but nothing too hot.
Stop enjoying your meal at that point. Okay, so I noticed you're using clams in this dish, so let's talk about these little guys. I've never actually personally bought clams and cooked with them because it kind of scares me. I don't know why.
Right.
But I think, it's just another step that I just avoid.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, if you don't know how to cook them, then it's kind of scary, but they're really easy to cook.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna add in, I have some cherry tomatoes here, so I'm just gonna add this into the pan just to get it cooking.
Okay.
So just a pint of cherry tomatoes cut in half. So we'll just add those in, and we just want them to cook down, so maybe about 10 minutes or so. So we'll just get those going before we talk about the clams, and we'll throw our pasta in the salted water.
Sounds good.
But yeah, I mean, these are really simple to cook. The best way to cook clams is to steam them. So, in a pan with a little bit of stock or some white wine, anything to that sort, cover them, let them steam for maybe, 8-10 minutes or so until they open. So simple.
And that's the sign, right? Is that they have to open. You don't use the ones that stay closed.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you actually deshelled these ones here, and these are the ones that didn't open.
No.
No? Or are these just extra ones?
Right. Okay. So these we're gonna put in and cook them.
Oh, okay.
So they normally start out closed.
Yeah.
And then when you steam them, they'll open.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the end we'll have a look at these. If they don't open after we've cooked them, then we'll discard them.
Okay. But that's what they look like.
Yeah. These have already been cooked. So you can. You can buy them in many different forms. You can buy them in cans that they come out like this. You can buy them frozen, which obviously are already cooked. And then you can buy them fresh, steam them yourself, and then just take them out of the shell.
Okay.
So that's what we've done here. They're already out of their shell.
Good.
Yeah, so really simple. Very similar to cooking mussels. I'm not sure if you've ever done mussels.
No, I don't do those either.
But same kind of way, just
someone makes them for me, then I will eat them, but I always just, just kind of, don't really go there with that type of thing.
Sure, but so simple. In a pan, oil, garlic, butter, whatever you like, a little bit of wine, like I said, a little bit of stock.
Okay.
And just steam them until they open, and it's so simple. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook these tomatoes down. I'm gonna put them on like a medium, high heat, cook them down a bit so they'll break up. And then this is basically gonna be our sauce. So when they break up a bit, you'll have smaller pieces of tomato in there. But when they've broken down a little bit, we'll add these in and just let them cook for about 10 minutes. You can cover them, but you don't have to.
Now you're using nice fresh herbs here as well, which is it's always nice. I actually just bought some more herbs here at TERRA last time I was here, and I love that I have them just kind of sitting in my kitchen, in my window. They look good, and you can just, use them whenever. And I keep forgetting, wow, I have herbs growing right there in my kitchen. So
it's so
really
convenient.
nice to have.
It's so convenient to have in your kitchen.
It's fresh. They don't go bad in 2 days in your, your fridge. So
exactly.
What are you using?
So we're going to use some parsley. So just a regular parsley and some basil as well. So I've already chopped those up.
Great.
I have some nice small fresh basil leaves too that we're going to throw in at the end just for a presentation.
Nice.
Yeah. So in this case, we're going to put some clams in that have already been cooked and shelled, right? Just so it's easy to eat. I'm just using five in their shell, basically for presentation.
It's the chef's presentation thing.
Right, yeah, so you want some presentation, but for the most part, no one really wants to be picking through a lot of shells when they're eating,
when you have a pasta and they leave the shells on the shrimp and on all, and you're getting in there, you're getting kind of messy. Especially, at home it's fine, but in a restaurant it's a little, sometimes not so pleasant, so.
So my way of kind of attacking that is to just put a few in.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just put a couple in.
That's
so
a good
it looks
idea.
nice,
I like that idea.
But it's also easy to eat.
Yeah.
So as you can see here, these are starting to break up and it's looking like a really nice sauce.
Oh,
so at this point we can add these in.
Okay.
I don't have very many, but
that's okay.
Again, as much as you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can put these in too. And I'm not going to cover this today, but you can if you like. So basically that's our sauce. We'll season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And then we'll just toss, see, already starting to open.
Yeah.
We'll just toss in the fresh herbs right at the end. Yeah, they don't take very long at all.
Oh, wow. That's kind of neat.
This is nice and hot, but...
Oh, that looks really great. It's so nice to see some bright colors. And again, you know, sometimes people don't like tomatoes, you know, but if you try them sometimes in a pasta and the flavors have softened a bit, and especially with all the garlic, they're good to go.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to complete this recipe as we move through a break, but we're going to come back and we'll show you the final product and how we kind of tied it all up. And yeah, it's a nice, straightforward and healthy, and getting closer and closer to spring. We'll be right back here with more Terra at Home.
Come and explore the new Terra, where color lives.
AM 900 CHML is giving you more news when you want it most. Non-stop news weekday mornings 5 till 9, weekday afternoons 3 to 6, with weather and traffic on the 9s. Hear about it first from AM 900 CHML, Hamilton's news talk leader.
Welcome back to Terra at Home. We're just finishing up our nice light pasta that we're making with Chef Rachel. And the clams are good, so you're just pulling those out so you can add them to the final presentation later, right?
Yeah. Yep.
The secrets, okay. And again, we used a nice whole grain pasta to make it healthier.
Yep. So the pasta's all done, so we'll just, if I can grab it here and put it in the sauce.
Oh, so you're adding the pasta to the sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Add the pasta to the sauce, and then we'll mix in the fresh herbs. And we can also add in a little bit of lemon juice as well.
Oh, okay.
It's for another dimension of our fresh flavors. Okay, there we go.
So it's always, again, adding the herbs at the end, right? So they don't really cook.
Yeah, you want them to keep their nice fresh flavor and aromas. So don't want to cook them too much. But you can keep the pan on low while you're doing this. So keep everything kind of cooking and warm.
Oh, that's good.
Squeeze in a little bit of lemon juice. Got 2 seeds in there that we'll take out.
Whoever gets the seeds can make a wish.
Okay, yep.
Good luck.
That's a good point.
Right?
Okay, we'll throw in our fresh basil leaves too. That makes it look really nice.
So you added sliced, slivered basil, and then you add some full leaves that kind of
again the leaves for presentation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Great. So
all right. So shall we put our plate down? Okay.
Great. And then I have a little bit of olive oil there as well, so we can finish it off with some nice fresh olive oil.
I'll let you continue to plate that. And again, a reminder that you can always find Chef Rachel's recipes on our website, terragreenhouses.com. You can go back and find ones from the past and you know, just cook away and see which ones work for you. Always nice and straightforward and approachable, and maybe I'll try actually doing something with clams sometime myself. So
yeah,
I mean, they look pretty.
Yeah,
Very
don't
good.
be afraid.
Yeah, always nice. Good. Thank you, Rachel. And again, you can check out Terra at Home every Saturday morning. Thanks for joining us, and we'll let Rachel continue to make this look very, very pretty. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Come and explore the new Terra, where color lives.
AM 900 CHML is giving you more news when you want it most. Non-stop news weekday mornings 5 till 9, weekday afternoons 3 to 6, with weather and traffic on the 9s. Hear about it first from AM 900 CHML, Hamilton's news talk leader.